Hi, I'm Brad Bretthauer, broker associate and team leader for the Brad Brett Group at eXp Realty. In today's video, I am going to show you the September market report for Dane County and the Madison area and compare it to previous years and see what has changed. So stay tuned, this video starts now. Okay, let's take a look at the Dane County market report. We're going to look at September compared to September of a year ago. And then I'm also going to show you the year-to-date numbers because I think it's a little more important rather than going month to month. I mean, one month can be high or low and skew the whole thing. You're really looking at the full year, term just to see, where the numbers completely fall in. So we're going to look at September, we're going to look at year-to-date, and then I'm going to show you some historical numbers on the median price broken down by year, going back, a ways, and then also going by month. So let's take a look at this. So as you see here, Dane County September for this year, the sales were down 28.6% from the previous year. And again, this is just comparing September of 23 to September 22. So the median sales price is up 8.3% in September, which that's been the steady constant all through this. Sales are down, volumes down, listings are down, but the median sales price has remained up, throughout all of this. And that's because of the demand, or because of the demand and the supply and demand. There's not enough supply. As you can see by, looking at one of the other numbers here, the, months of supply here is 1.29 months of supply as of September. So, there's hardly anything on the market. Now, buyers were paying 1.36% over the asking price in September, which, believe it or not, is actually up from a year ago because that number has been coming down. It's still, people are still paying more in a lot of cases, but that gap is closed because of the inventory, probably because of the rates more than anything, not necessarily the inventory, but the rates. So you can see, anyways, that's down, or that's up 0.79%. And then the days on the market, that remains at about a week. That hasn't really changed much at all. Currently in Dane County, as of September, actually not as of September, currently as of now, in today's October 25th, there are 663 active listings on the market. So that does include properties that have accepted offers as well. So it's not 663 that are available, but 663 are listed as active in the MLS. Okay, so the year-to-date statistics, that's just obviously, first of the year till now compared to that exact same time frame a year ago. You can see the total number of sales are down 20.7%. So the last stat was like 28 point something. And, so you can see now as we're getting the full range of numbers for the year, it's closing that gap of how much it's down or up or whatever. So, and then as you can see, the median sales price, not quite as high as it was in September, but it's still 6.5% higher than this same time a year ago, and it's at $410,000 for Dane County. The average percentage over the listing price people are going for the year as a whole is down 1.05% compared to last year, but people are still paying 2.27% over the asking price on an average. And listings are down, volume is down, and your days on market 6 days. So it's a very thin inventory. That's the theme. It's been the theme for several years already. Okay, so here's a median sales price chart. Now this goes back, it doesn't have the dates on this particular graph, but this goes back to 2008 and goes by a year. So it's just 1 year at a time, whatever that median price was at the end of the year. And I think this year it's just using what it is currently. But you can see the trend. I mean, in the first years, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, pretty flat. Didn't go down. You don't see any big dips down like it happened to a lot of people in the recession. A lot of these bigger markets just completely tanked during that time. Madison has remained, or Dane County has remained pretty steady through that whole thing. So you can see how that remains steady and how much it has just gradually come up, and then it starts to elevate more as you get into 15, 16, somewhere in there up to where we are now, and then it's broken down by home and condo. So I'm showing this just to give people a little comfort with purchasing now. Am I making a bad decision if I buy now? Is this market going to tank? I mean, the reason the market tanked in 08 during the recession was because there was tons of terrible loans being given out, and to people that shouldn't have had it, and there was lots of foreclosures going on, and just that's what turned the market upside down. The inventory rose, and there was just so much supply. There was probably 6 to 8 months of supply, if not more, at that time. Now we're under like a couple months, or right around there, a month or so. So that's kind of where things are at with that. Purchasing a home in Dane County has always been a very safe thing, and over time you're going to gain your equity, but it's better to put that into something you own rather than just paying somebody else rent that you're never going to see any value out of in the end. I mean, that's how you build wealth, is owning something of your own that appreciates in value. Okay, and then the last chart I want to show you is a total sales volume chart. Now, I'm not a big, I don't really put a lot of stock into the volume, of sales. I'm really looking at more like the individual numbers of sales and, how long it takes to sell and things like that. But what I thought was cool about this particular graph is it really shows you, this is a 3-year span, so, it goes back to October of 2020 up to current, and it really shows you where the soft spots in the market are and where the peaks in the market are, and it's extremely consistent if you look at it. You get some of your peaks are a little different, just based on what had happened during the pandemic, where certain months were a little bit off and this and that, but you can always count on January and February being the 2 slowest months as far as total number of sales. Now, that doesn't mean you go out and start buying something in January, February, because the sales that close in January and February were set up November and December. So now, as we're coming into November, December, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got the whole holiday thing. People kind of tend to, slow this down a little bit, which is a big mistake, in my opinion. I've told people for years, if you're looking to buy something, this is your sweet spot. Now, if you're looking to sell something, not as much, but it's still a good market to sell, that time as well. Obviously, I mean, the numbers are so high as it is now. We're not in a high supply listing market, but anyways, as long as if you follow these, these trends, I mean, you're going to find a good deal right around November, December, October, November, December, somewhere in there. So that's really the full purpose of just showing this graph and kind of how the trends have remained pretty consistent over time. Thanks for watching this market report video, and if you have any thoughts of selling your home this year, please reach out anytime. You can check out our website at sellwithbradbrett.com.